Now, tourism is one major trade-off for Uganda and the second largest foreign earner, ranking in about $600 million after the Ugandans living in the diaspora. This as over 200,000 tourists trek to different national parks dotted in almost every region of the country. However, the country would be making much more if it promoted bird watching. The country's unique positioning between the savanna and western rainforest allows it to attract migrant birds from the north and south, making it the richest country for birds in Africa, with almost half the species known on the African continent recorded here. Our reporter Vinix Watibawa brings you more.
Statistics at Nature Uganda indicate that of the world's birds population, Uganda has 50% and 73% of the total bird species in East Africa. Major catchment areas for these birds are Windy Impenetrable National Park, Murchison Falls National Park, Semuliki National Park and Queen Elizabeth National Parks. Queen Elizabeth accounts for 660 different bird species. Such is the high of bird species in Uganda that on the World Birding Day 2010, Uganda registered a record of over 1,047 different bird species counted in a single day. The newest species discovered in June being the Brona cristicola in Moroto district. A research officer at Nature Uganda, Diana Naruwanga, says that while Uganda has branded the gorilla tourism, which is the main attraction to the country, more would be earned through bird watching.
You come here, see the gorillas, and then what? You've seen them. It's only one species. You're done, mountain gorillas. For the birds, you come once, you can't come for one day to see the birds and enjoy. You won't see all the birds. Every day you have to see something new if you're really looking in the birds. Every day you see a new species, and every day you brag you're adding on a species.
Information at Nature Uganda has indicated that many of the birders in Uganda are majorly here for research purposes. The director Great Lakes Safaris, Amos Wekesa, puts it to the expensive nature of the branch of tourism, and therefore it focuses on a specific category of people.
One unique thing about the birders, they're slightly higher spenders as compared to the general adventure tourists. Normally those are much younger, have not done a lot of savings. They'll be able to spend maybe $100 a day when they come to a country, or $150. Most of the big birders will always spend somewhere between $300 and up to $1,000 a day.
Wekesa also say that the country lacks competence in the service sector. There are few specialized tour guides in the country as well as equipment. The USAID Star Project Chief of Pate, Kadu Sebunya, concurs with this.
The problem, of course, is that if we created demand for birding for Uganda, we would have a problem, a big shortage of tour guides.
A birding guide is more important than the species. People will come here if they are we have very good guides. The number of tourists going to Ethiopia, for example, which has almost negligible numbers compared to us, is because of the guides.
Uganda Wildlife Authority only in June passed out 21 bird guides that will soon be dispatched to different bird catch areas.
We are in the process of purchasing gadgets, and so every bird guide in every national park will be fully equipped with all the gadgets that are necessary for birding, including the binoculars, the pointers. All of them will definitely be having them.
But even locally, getting people to appreciate bird watching is another matter.
I wouldn't really say that I'm out to pay to see birds, because even if I don't intend to see them, I end up seeing them at no cost. Now why would I pay?
Priscilla Nyadoi is the Executive Director, Uganda Wildlife Society, a conservation organization, who says that while birds are taken for granted, there is need to conserve them since they play the role in crop pollination and detecting the climate change variations.
Once the birds disappear, there are other issues. There are other networks of ecological networks that will be needed in agricultural farmlands that will be disorganizing. Yeah, if the birds, certain bird species disappear, which were important, for example, for crop pollination, then you will have crop failures.
Kampala has a very big variety of birds. Their numbers are going down because of what's happening to the wetlands. Forests are key because that's where they nest, that's where they rest, that's where the food comes from most of the time. As we clear forests, definitely the numbers are going to go down. So we can't talk about improving the numbers of tourists coming here without taking care of the environment.
But efforts to cash in on bird watching are facing a wave of environmental degradation, especially wetlands and forests that are breeding and habitat to these birds. Venex Watebawa, WBS News, Kampala.